This is the 55-liter Venture Ready Duffel from Bellroy. I've been wanting to check it out for a very long time. I had the chance to take it on a week-long road trip adventure to Idaho. Also, summer's in full swing, so we've been doing a lot of pool days with the kids, and it's just like perfect to stash all their things, the towels, and just grab and go. I think for anyone looking for an effortlessly cool-looking duffel that's well built, uses fantastic materials, but is still very lightweight. This thing's like 1.3 pounds. And you don't need something super structured or feature rich with a ton of organization. This is such an ideal option in that sense. On this video, as always, I'll talk about the things that I like the most about it, a couple nitpicks that I have with it. I'll pack it out so you can see what comfortably fits, at least in the 55-liter version. And I'll give some final thoughts for anyone that already has this one or in a different size. Let me know what you think. Do you love it? What would you want it to have different? But yeah, let's get into it. My favorite things about it are the materials, which Bellroy's got a hook on me in the material world. Secondly is the wide butterfly style opening. And then lastly, these grab handles. So starting off with the materials, out of all of Bellroy's fabrics, and for anyone that's newer to the brand, something that differentiates them is that they design and develop their own in-house fabrics using sustainable materials like recycled nylon, polyester, and also using sustainable practices. But their materials look really good, they have a lot of personality, and most importantly, they feel great. When I reviewed their Venture Hauler pack and their Grab pack, I talked about this, but the Beta nylon, this is one of the signature fabrics in their Venture line. My favorite sling is their Venture Ready sling, and one of the biggest reasons for why I love that sling so much is because of this fabric. It has this natural, kind of rugged, canvas-like feeling to it. It has like a subtle crinkle to it that gives it texture and personality, but it feels great. When I was traveling with it, there was at one point that we had gone back to the hotel from whatever we were doing. And don't ask me why, but I was just like kind of like feeling the duffel, and I'm like, man, God, this like feels good. And it's like so much of it. And I just ended up like plooped on the bed like this, and my wife just like walked in. She was just like laughing. She's like, you have some serious problems. But she hasn't left me yet, so can't be that bad. The Beta nylon is cool because it gives it structure, but not an overwhelming amount. It keeps it lightweight, like 1.3 pounds for a 55-liter duffel is exceptional in my opinion. And then beyond that, everything else is top notch. The webbing that they're using for the grab handles, as well as for the removable shoulder strap, the padding is fantastic. The zipper pulls, the stretch mesh, and the little zipper pulls on the inside with the heat shrink tubing on it, which is probably my favorite like style of zipper pull. Liner fabric, everything just like feels and looks really refined on this bag. Second thing that I really like about it is just the opening style. Now, just to make it look pretty on the video, I have it packed out as I would for like a 1-week trip, right? But the nice thing about it is that if you unzip it all the way, it opens up kind of like an old school doctor bag. So it makes it really easy for you to like pack it out, get in there, take things out. But then when you close it, it keeps this nice like barrel shape, which I'll talk about that component when I get to the nitpicks, because there's another side to that coin. And then the third thing that I really appreciate are these grab handles. What I like about them is that the way they're stitched and then the fabric that they're using, they stay upright. Typically with duffels, they either like flap inwards and they get in the way when you're trying to zip and unzip, or they flap outwards, and so you need to like individually grab each one. But here, they're always ready for you to grab them, but they're never in the way. So that's something that I really appreciate. And then pairing that with the fact that you have the shoulder strap not only included, but also really easily removable if you don't want to mess around with it as well. So you have a number of ways that you can grab and go with it. Now, my two main nitpicks with it, and really the second one is not a big deal because I think the pros outweigh the cons regardless, but just something to be mindful of. But the main one is the main compartment zipper. They're using a PU coated zipper, and this looks like a number 10. It's a big one. It looks really good, but this is the main zipper you're interacting with, and it's stiff. it's a stiff zipper. The more I've used it, it has loosened up a little bit over time. And I get also using like a bigger zipper for anyone that like overpacks, just something that's like really beefy and it's gonna keep everything in place. But I would say the main thing that's keeping me from enjoying this bag as much as I would like to is just that stiff zipper. And if you're new to the channel, yeah, I obsess over zippers. So the rest of the zippers on this bag are solid. You get one external zipper here. This one, as you can see, still PU coated, but it's a smaller one, much smoother. And then you get two zippers on the inside. You get one zipper here on the inside, which if you go all the way, I'll show you in the walkthrough, you get access to two pockets, and then you get a bigger pocket here. Those are really smooth. So all in all, Pilgrim churned butter zipper smoothness rating, just because this is the main one that you're using on the duffel, and it is stiffer, it's a 7.8, but it is a duffel. It's not like you're constantly getting in and out of it like a backpack. So if this was a backpack zipper and the main one I was using, it would feel like more of a deal breaker. But something like a duffel where I'm really just packing it and then opening it at destination, it's not as big of a deal. And then just the second thing to be mindful of is the duffel comes in a couple of sizes, 55 and 40 liters. Personally, because I really only use duffels when I go camping or I'm doing road trips or I'm taking it to the pool, I'd rather just have the extra space. Oftentimes when I'm traveling, I travel when the weather is nice and I want jackets and like layers. So to me, this is like a great size. If I was commuting and traveling with a duffel, I'd want something smaller, of course. But because this beta nylon gives you a nice amount of structure, but it's still very lightweight. It's 1.3 pounds. When it's not super packed out and you've got it on you, it's got like a little potato sack thing going on where it collapses into itself. So form factor is not as pretty in that sense. But usually when I want a duffel, I'm packing it out and it's not a big deal. Just something to keep in mind, because I think for me, I'd still rather something that is like this. The material feels great and it's lightweight, than having something like super heavy duty that weighs a lot, keeps its structure. But when you're carrying it, especially like this, I appreciate the malleability and weight of this fabric. Quick walkthrough and I'll pack it out just so you can see. You have one external pocket here with an integrated key leash. And then it's not huge, but I'll throw playing cards, AirPods, good spot for a phone, obviously keys, and that's it in terms of external organization. Here's those grab handles that I talked about. The shoulder strap is pretty comfortable. I like how the anchor points are diagonally across each other. It makes the bag just sit closer to your body, and it's just like really easily removable if you don't need it. Beta nylon up close, delicious fabric. Nice chunky zipper pulls with the ends shrink wrapped with like triple snake knot, or I don't know what exactly that is. And then on the actual zipper head itself, you can lock it. So if you're checking this bag in, you can throw a little lock on there. And then on the inside, here's that wide opening. The tag, good spot for an air tag. And then organization wise, you've got two pockets. Now, compared to the light version, the pockets on the light are lower, and I'm kind of like 50-50 on it. In one end, I really appreciate that these are higher up, so they're a lot more accessible when you've got stuff in them, but also because the fabric is pretty lightweight, just the weight of things in here makes this just like a little harder to close it, but not a huge deal. As you can see, I've already got like sunblock, diapers for just like pool days, but I'll also pack it out so you can see what comfortably fits in here. On this little pouch here, I'll just throw socks. Already got sunblock on that side. This is cool. Bellroy does this with a number of their products, but as you can see, it's just one zipper. But if you go all the way, you can access this one or just halfway, but they're segmented and separated. So throw a little fuel journal in there. And then because of this like really wide opening, I've just found you get like a good amount of width in here. So I pack it like that, just a ton of clothing. 2 full packing cubes. I've got extra pair of shoes. Throw those here. Just so you can see, these are even more socks, but if you need more stuff. And then air dop kit, 3, my toiletry bag, and then my tech pouch, Evergoods, cap 1. And so this is what I was referring to, just when it's like heavier here. Also, this gets in the way, but I have plenty of space in here. If you're planning on putting bulkier things, you just need to be a little strategic with what goes in there. And as you can see, when it's like full, it keeps a really nice shape. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So final thoughts, I think duffels, kind of similar to suitcases. I'm less obsessing with certain creature comforts like organization, having water bottle holders, things like that. In the end of the day, when I'm grabbing a duffel, I want something that looks good, that feels good. I don't need a ton of organization, and I want to be able to get in and out of the main compartment easily as far as the opening style. I've tried a variety of different duffels, and my preferred duffel style is just one zip that runs like this. There's just like one easy motion, and the fact that this guy opens up butterfly style like an old school doctor bag makes that enjoyable. Yes, I wish the main compartment zipper was a bit smoother. Maybe I just need to lubricate this bad boy. But to me, I kind of compare Bellroy, this is like a stupid analogy, but I'm gonna ride with it anyways. With Italian cooking, they say it is all about the ingredients and using less ingredients, just high quality, fresh ingredients. Compared to French cooking, for example, where it gets a lot more complex, they're using a lot more sauces and also delicious, just a different philosophy. Bellroy, and I think this product in particular is a perfect example of it. They're using really thoughtful ingredients, aka materials, but the overall design execution is all about simple, intuitive functionality without getting too crazy or too fancy with having all these features and bells and whistles that people obsess over. But in the end of the day, like a duffel is about putting bulkier things, not carrying it for extended periods of time. And beyond that, for people that view this as more of a tool, I think that the bag joy factor on this thing is definitely high. I think at $199 for the amount of material used, if you like the look of this thing, having the combination of the materials, the look, the colors, this deep ocean color is absolutely beautiful. And being able to carry it, right, with these fantastic grab handles, or also this like pretty comfortable shoulder strap, I think is a really, really good option. I haven't tried out their light duffel, but I love their light material. I think for anyone that wants something even more lightweight, it's a great option. You're just limited in terms of size. I think that one comes in a 30 and a 40 liter, which I think for travel are perfect sizes. But for anyone that wants a little bit more space, a little bit more structure on the bag itself, because you're gonna be using it for the use cases that I talked about, then I think this is a really, really good option. So best of luck and cheers.